Power Rangers Future Generations. Chapter 4. The Shiba House. Xander, Ivy, and Alib stood in front of the wooden gate that led to the Shiba estate. There was a faint barrier decorated by red symbols that kept evil out and those inside safe from harm. Xander extended his robot arm and passed through the barrier with ease.
Alright, I think it's safe,
Xander muttered. The trio walked through the barrier and looked around. From the naked eye, everything seemed empty and untouched. Hello? Mr. Shiba? Anyone home? Ivy called. Suddenly, the main door slid open and Jaden Shiba walked out. Hello, Rangers. Welcome to my home, Jaden said.
Jaden, nice to meet you. I'm Xander, and this is my team.
Xander introduced himself. Call me Ivy, Ivy said with a small wave. Ali barged to the front and bowed before Jaden.
Mr. Shiba, sir. It is an honor to be in the presence of the future samurai,
Alib said. Please, it is I who should bow to you, as you are family, even if it's by ancestral means, Jaden replied. He then bowed slightly to Alib.
Wait, Elib is your ancestor? That makes a lot of sense now.
Xander gasped. Yes, I was alerted of his arrival. And then it got me interested in why a morphing master would choose someone from several hundred years ago. It's not the first time a ranger that we've had came from a different time period, so I did some research. Seems like the first Shiba clan Red Ranger was a descendant of your family, Alib, Jaden explained.
It's an honor, nevertheless.
Alib nodded. May I ask why you're here? I'm in the middle of trying to locate my other rangers, Jaden asked.
Actually, we're working on that. My friend Dante is in a war with the monster who's been kidnapping rangers. More than likely has a few of your friends. We are dealing with his brother, and Elib needs Antonio's Zord, as he is now the Gold Samurai Ranger.
Xander explained. Jaden nodded in understanding. He turned away and took a few steps, then he spun around and pointed at Alib. I challenge you, Alib, to a little duel. You win. You can have Antonio's Zord, Jaden announced. Are you insane? Ivy blurted. Xander placed his hand on Ivy's shoulder and shook his head, signaling her to keep her mouth shut. Alib then took a step forward.
I take your challenge,
Alib stated. Jaden whipped out his samuraiser and wrote the symbol in red energy. Go, go, samurai! He called out, and then he struck the symbol with his samuraiser, and in a flash of red, he morphed into the Red Samurai Ranger. Alib bowed slightly and pulled out his samuraiser.
Go, go, samurai!
Alib shouted. He pressed the correct button and then held up his morpher, and the golden symbol appeared before him. The symbol wrapped around him and he morphed into the Gold Samurai Ranger. The Red Ranger pulled out his spin blade and the Gold Ranger held his sheathed barracuda blade in his hand. They paced around in a circle around the courtyard. The Red Ranger took a step forward and swung a sword, and the Gold Ranger blocked it with his sheathed blade. The Red Ranger pushed the Gold Ranger back. Then he lifted his leg up and kicked the Gold Ranger. The Red Ranger slashed the Gold Ranger multiple times, sparks exploding off of his suit. The Red Ranger rolled across the ground as the Gold Ranger unsheathed his blade and swung it. The Ranger, now on one knee, swung his sword, clipping the Gold Ranger's leg. He's not doing so hot, Ivy muttered on the sideline.
Nah, he's got it. He just has to get out of his head. He's thinking too much,
Xander replied. Both of them watched as the Red Ranger flipped over the Gold Ranger, landing behind him, and slashed his back. The Gold Ranger stumbled and landed on the ground. He laid there. He clawed the gravel under him, and then he slammed his fist in the ground as he slowly stood up.
I have to do this. We need that Zord,
the Gold Ranger said to himself. Ready to give up? The Red Ranger asked. The Gold Ranger then spun around as the Red Ranger pulled out a spin disc from his belt and slotted it down the handle of his sword. He spun it and his blade ignited with intense flames. He ran at the Gold Ranger, who gripped his blade tightly and waited. The Red Ranger jumped into the air and spun around, swinging the flaming sword. The Gold Ranger sheathed his blade and he blurred forward, running underneath the airborne Red Ranger. He stopped in his tracks as the Red Ranger struck the ground. The Gold Ranger turned around and blurred around the Red Ranger, moving so fast he almost became invisible. The Red Ranger stood tall and took a deep breath in. He focused on the Gold Ranger's movements. He turned around and swung his sword and hit the Barracuda blade mid-swing. The Barracuda blade dropped to the ground. The Red Ranger looked at the blade in shock, then the Gold Ranger came to a halt. He jumped into the air and double-kicked the Red Ranger, knocking him off his feet. The Gold Ranger rolled forward and grabbed his blade. As the Red Ranger jumped back onto his feet, the Gold Ranger swung his blade, stopping centimeters from the Red Ranger's throat. "Nicely done," the Red Ranger muttered. He demorphed, and the Gold Ranger sheathed his blade and demorphed as well. "Well done, Alib. You did well. Using your blade as a distraction whilst moving that fast, you made yourself a hard target. It was a very smart move," Jaden said with a small smile.
Thank you, sir.
Alib said with a nod. Jaden then put 2 fingers in his mouth and whistled a high-pitched short whistle, and from the open doors the small Samurai Clawzord came scurrying out. He ran over to Alib and jumped into his palm.
Hello, little friend. I am in need of your aid.
Alib told the Zord. The Samurai Clawzord did a backflip in response. "Take good care of it. That belongs to Antonio, and he is my best friend. He'd kill me if I let anything happen to it," Jaden stated with a slight chuckle.
Don't worry, we will. And thank you, Jaden. Oh, and if any of the future Foundation teams find the Samurai Rangers, including Antonio, we will send them your way.
Xander told him.
Yes. Thank you again.
Alib nodded. The trio said their farewells to Jaden and Shiba. Jaden noted to Alib that if he ever wanted any training, his door was always open to him and to the next generation of samurai warriors. They left the Shiba estate and headed back to Blessington. Across the galaxy on Miranoi, Maya, the one and only Yellow Lost Galaxy Ranger, and her daughter Wolf strolled around the Quasar Sabers. "Mom, why do we have to check on the Quasar Sabers again?" Wolf moaned. "Because, sweetheart, it is my duty to maintain the shrine and pay respect," Maya explained gently as she started moving ivy from the rocks that held the Quasar Sabers. She pulled out a cloth and started wiping down the blades and the crossguards. After shining it, she ran her fingers over the wolf insignia on her Quasar Saber. Then there was a gust of wind. Maya was hit with a flashing image. She saw pain. She saw war. She saw Dante and Xander in trouble. The children and the proteges of rangers Leo had become friends with, but they were now rangers themselves. And in a large fight, she saw the Yellow Wolf Galat Beast and the Yellow Lost Galaxy Ranger in the fight, but she knew that that was not her. The image was there only for a moment, and it was of the future, and she had to make sure it came true for the future of the entire universe. She withdrew her Quasar Saber and handed it to Wolf. "Mom, what are you doing?" Wolf asked confused. "I told you that one day the Quasar Sabers would be needed, and I need you to be the next Yellow Lost Galaxy Ranger. Go help these new Rangers. You have spent the last 5 years training. You're 18 now. You should be out exploring, not stuck here in a small village with your mother. Of all people," Maya told her with a smile. "You do realize most parents cry when their children leave home, right?" Wolf mocked. "I have and always will believe that you are a gift, not only to me, but you are meant to do something great. Now, take my saber, and become the next Yellow Ranger. Go bond with these other Rangers, make friends, become a team, and save the day. Worst case scenario, you can always come home," Maya said as she placed the Quasar Saber in her daughter's hand. "I have trained a lot, even how to use this thing. Guess it's time I explored the universe, huh?" Wolf said shyly. Maya kissed her daughter's cheek and then led her daughter to the teleportation pad.